Okay, so I'm going to go over the study guide for our Common Assessment 3, number 12. And most of this we've done in class, but especially for those that maybe missed some of it or just want to hear it again, this will be good for you, okay? Number 12. In 2005, Singapore had 1.311 times 10 to the 8 internet users. That same year, Malaysia had 9.09 times 10 to the 7 internet users. How many internet users did the two countries have combined? That means we add them, right? So I'm going to put in my calculator, and I know that a lot of you guys don't have this calculator at home, so it's okay if you follow along with me. But can you tell me what mode this calculator needs to be in? Mode 8.4, right? Mode 8.4, okay? And then I'm just going to press AC. Now I need to add the internet users from Singapore with Malaysia. So 1.388, let's see, not 388, 311, 1.311 EXP8. Then add that with Malaysia, which is, trying to get the glare off there. Okay, so 9, no, darn it. Okay, let's try this again. Still in scientific mode, 1.311 EXP8 plus, okay, 9.09, 9.09 EXP7 equals, okay, so 2.220 times 10 to the 8th internet users. Now, if we wanted to know what that was in standard notation, we would move that decimal 8 places to the right. So it'd be, if I think of this as going 1, 2, 3, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, the decimal ends up here. That's, let's see, remember with the comma, it always starts from the right. You count 3 digits, then comma, 3 digits, then comma. So 222 million internet users total. Which country had more users? Okay, so let's compare. So here's where we show our work. So Singapore, let's see, we have 1.311, and you're moving the decimal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we got Malaysia. And that is, we already wrote it up here, 222, so 222, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we line this up, because this is where their decimals are, okay, so can you tell? Malaysia has more users because in this far left column, this 2 is 200 million versus 100 million, so Malaysia. And this is our work to support our answer, okay? Number 13 we did do in class, most of us anyway, so let's see. The population of Hawaii is, and then the population of Alaska is, which state has more people? So let's figure out how many. It's probably best to put it in standard form. So 1.3x, or 6 times 10 to the 6 people. Move the decimal 6 places to the right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then Alaska, which is bigger than Hawaii, but let's see the population there, 7.1 times 10 to the 5th. So if you move that 5 places to the right, you'd have to go over the 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? So remember, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's why I added 4 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you'd have to have 4 zeros, okay? So let's line these up. So if I line these up, I'd have decimal and then 4 zeros, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 3, 1. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 7. So right here, if you take a look, this one is greater than this empty space, which would be a 0. So we would say Hawaii, which state has more people? So we're going to use that wording. Hawaii has more people because 1 million is higher than 700,000. Okay, that's one way to say it, or you can say the 1 in the millions place is higher than the 0 in the millions place for Alaska. Okay, so that would be an acceptable answer as well. Now number 14, this says order the numbers from least to greatest. And remember, you can rewind the video at any time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so probably the best thing to do is go ahead and just write these out. Be very careful that you're copying correctly. Alright? Alright, so then this -2 is telling us to move 2 to the left, so it's 0.028. 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, so that's going to require 3 zeros, or 2 zeros, and then 3, 9. This one, the decimal starts here if you don't see it. Move it 1, 2, 3 to the left, so that's a 0.003. Here's a decimal, 1, oh, it doesn't move at all. So it's literally just stays there, so it's 4 point. Okay, and then this one moves 1 to the left, so that becomes 0.4. And then you can make your decimal line. You have a 0.028, 0.0039, 0.003, 4 point, and then 0.4. So for me, I like to go, I mean, you can go for the least, like, okay, this is the greatest because there's a 0, 0, 0, and then a 0. That's greatest. And then this is the second greatest. This is the second greatest. Then if you go here, this is the third greatest because this 2 is greater than 0, 0. Then over here, yeah, so I'm going to go in 5th place. So like, let's say, or 1st place. This one's the highest because that 4 is greater than that. Okay, so that's done. Second highest is, since 0, 0, 0, that doesn't help me, so let's go to the second column. This 4 is the highest, so that's second highest. Done. 0.4 is over. Okay, so now we go to these 3 numbers. Okay, these are the same, so now I go to this next column. This 2 is higher than this 0 and 0, so that's the third highest. And then between these 2 numbers, 0, 0, same, 0, 0, same, 3, 3, same. But then here you have a 9 greater than the 0, so that's in 4th place. And then 5th place is the least. So this is my least, and this was the greatest. So we're going to put 5th place first. And what was the original number? 3 times 10 to the negative third. Okay, that's my least. Then the second one, which is in 4th place, is 3.9 times 10 to the negative third. Third place is 2.8 times 10 to the negative second. And then 4 times 10 to the negative first. And then first place is 4 times 10 to the 0, which is actually 5th place, I guess. That's the highest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the least, then the next least, then higher and higher, and then this is the highest. So this would be the answer. Okay? Make sure you write it in original form. Number 15, don't overthink this. This is literally a PEMDAS. So I know we've been working with exponents and you're tempted to distribute that, but don't do that because here you have a 1 minus 3. So what is 1 minus 3? That's a -2. Alright? Raised to the 3rd power. This is a trap. Do not think that you multiply. This means -2 times -2 times -2. So if you do that, you could do it one of 2 ways. So you could, in your calculator, put, I want to make sure this is in correct mode, mode 9, I'm going to get out of that, or just press on. So 2 negative times 2 negative times 2 negative equals -8. Or you can do 2 negative raised to the 3rd power is also -8. Now don't think that that means now I have to go and do that. No, this is a trap too. This is a result of 8 to the -1, okay, not because you have a -8. So do not confuse these two. This is another trap. That's a trap. And this could be possibly a trap if you think of them kind of backwards. You know, the 3 is the base and the 2 is the exponent. But the correct answer is -8. Now, number 16, we're not going to do that. I'm not going to go over, well, I guess I can. Okay, so 16, the population of El Salvador is approximately 3 times 10 to the 7th power. The population of Mexico is approximately 1 times 10 to the 8th. Which statement accurately compares the populations of El Salvador and Mexico? And let me just say right here, there's a typo. None of these answers are actually correct. However, let me show you how to approach it. The population of El Salvador is more than 15 times greater than the population of Mexico. So let's go to El Salvador. What's the population? Oh, 3 times 10 to the 7th, okay? And then over here, the population of 1 times 10 to the 8th. Okay, so then it says, okay, is it more than 15 times greater? So let's see if it's even 15 times greater, okay? So let's go to El Salvador and divide by Mexico to see how many times bigger it is. So we're going to use our calculator here. Okay, make sure it's in mode 8.4, and we're going to take 3 EXP, this is for scientific notation only, 3 EXP7, and then divide it, because that's El Salvador, divide it by Mexico, 1 EXP8. And we get 3, okay, times 10 to the negative 1, which, if you change that into standard, you move the decimal 1 to the left, it becomes 0.3. So 0.3 would be the answer here. El Salvador is 0.3 times greater than Mexico, but not more than 15. So no, that's not correct, okay? So A is out. Now let's switch the words. Mexico is more than 15 times greater than El Salvador. So we're going to take this time 1 times 10 to the 8th and divide it by 3 times 10 to the 7th. So clearing. Take Mexico 1 times 10 to the 8th, which is EXP8, and divide it by El Salvador, which is 3 EXP7. And you get 3.33 repeating, yeah, times 10 to the 0, which means since it's 10 to the 0, it's just 3.3. So that means Mexico is actually 3.3 times greater than El Salvador, but it's not more than 15 times, okay? And we already have the math for this. El Salvador was up here, is more than 63. It's already not correct, so that's not going to work. And then the population of Mexico, we already saw that the population of Mexico is 3.3 times bigger, not more than 63 times. So none of it is correct. So the correct answer choice would be, let's make our own E. The population of Mexico, okay, is more than 3 times greater than El Salvador. The population, but you know, I'm running out of room. So the population of El Salvador. Okay, if you didn't understand that, go back, listen to it again as often as you need. Number 17, Asa was simplifying the expression this. He wrote 15x to the 8th as the simplified form. Demetrius believes it is incorrect. Explain why Demetrius is correct and what the answer should be. So let's go ahead and do this, guys. Please, please, please draw your windows, okay? And every window you need to make visible its base and its exponent. Its base and its exponent. And now if you remember MAD SPM, yeah? Alright, this is parentheses, so you need to multiply. Multiply. So when you multiply, keep the same base, alright? Let the exponents change. So 5 times 1 is 5x, and then 5 times 3 is 15. Okay? Now this is a tricky part. Some people want to look at that and say, oh, that's 10, okay? But it's actually 2 to the 5th, okay? Okay, let me get out of scientific mode, okay? Or you can just press on. So 2 to the 5th, it's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, 32. Or 2xy5 is 32. So this is 32x to the 15th. That should be your correct answer, okay? Demetrius is correct because he distributed, because Asa distributed the 5 incorrectly. That's one way to say it. And then you could say the 15 should be 32 and x to the 8th should be x to the 15th. Okay, so this would be a proper explanation for this. So once again, guys, I will be checking this, so make sure you guys look at the other video that I used, I gave for you guys to go over this. And this part we've already done in class. You'll need the calculator for that. It's simply just using mode 8.4 and then adding and subtracting and, you know, knowing how to use your calculator for that. Okay? Alright, so please make sure that both sides are completely done before you come on Wednesday. And don't just complete it. Like, try reworking it, especially problems like these. I know that this is going to throw you guys off. Do it again. Do it on a separate sheet of paper and see if you can do it again without any help. Okay? So Don't just do it one time, your study guide. You need to use this. The word is called study for a reason, okay? All right, this is the end of the video.